NVIDIA just announced a huge update to GeForce Now, and here are the most important things you need to know. First and foremost, Blackwell GPUs are finally here. This means that instead of streaming on an RTX 4080, you'll now be streaming on an RTX 5080, assuming you're part of the Ultimate tier. And the biggest improvement with that is the ability to now stream at up to 5K resolution and 120 FPS, which looks really good, especially on a display that can actually do 5K, which, if you didn't know, is not many. Now, I will say that it is running at DLSS ultra performance in most cases, which doesn't look the greatest, but with a little bit of tuning, you can get to look pretty darn good. And since we're now running on the Blackwell GPUs, this means you now get access to DLSS 4 in supported titles, which gives you ray reconstruction, DLSS multi-frame generation up to, I believe, 3 frames, and of course super resolution, which is what includes that 5K resolution. NVIDIA also announced install to play, which basically means that instead of relying on NVIDIA's catalog of games that are ready to play and already installed and up to date, you can now install your own games from a select catalog that you can choose that aren't already supported in NVIDIA GeForce Now, effectively doubling the catalog, which is a pretty big deal, especially if there's been some games that you want to play on GeForce Now that just don't seem to be available. And the last thing to mention is that the Steam Deck app also got updated. If you saw my recent video where I showed you guys how to install the official GeForce Now app on the Steam Deck, and I mentioned something about how, it's limited to 60 FPS right now, but it's going to be 90 FPS in the future. Well, we're in the future, because now you can do up to 90 FPS directly through the GeForce Now app on the Steam Deck. If you ask me, GeForce Now is really shaping up to be a pretty powerful tool, especially if you're like me and like to play most of your games on a handheld or pretty much anywhere that isn't your desktop. So if you guys give it a shot, let me know in the comments, what have you been playing? What is it that you want to play? What do you want me to play?